What's up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome to Monarch Defense School of Carpentry. So I've got a question today for you. First of all, I want to show off the new shitter and shower. If you're looking at it, I spent the last, 6 days working on these two panels, these walls that you're seeing in front of you. This one has just been finished with Danish oil, so it's curing or drying. Meanwhile, let's address a couple questions that Jonathan asked. He says, "Hey Brian, I always noticed you wear simple earplugs. What makes you use that over earmuffs or even electronic earmuffs? I used the electronic earmuffs during the intro fighting rifle weeks ago, but had trouble with keeping a seal while doing prone zeroing. I'm leaning towards simple earplugs, but wondered what your reasoning is. Thanks." All right, so you notice the old-fashioned way, I just copy and pasted on my clipboard. Yeah. Okay, so Jonathan says, "I noticed you wear simple earplugs," which I do. What makes you use that over earmuffs? Actually, I don't wear them over earmuffs. It's pretty hard to wear earplugs over earmuffs. I wear earplugs in my ear, and I don't wear earmuffs. So I used the electronic earmuffs during your intro fighting rifle class weeks ago, but had trouble with keeping a seal. Well, I think you answered your own question, Jonathan. But for the rest of you guys, so let me show you how I make this work for me, how I find the system to work. Whether it be using a remote control power drill or using this planer, carpentry tools, whatever equipment. Sometimes you can have, it's very inconvenient to go get your earmuffs or go get your hearing protection. So I just keep 3 earplugs in my pocket, soft foam earplugs, and I just put them in my right pocket. I always, whenever I put on my pants, I have earplugs with me. So wherever I go, if I need earplugs, I just take them out and I put them in. So that's the first reason. Number one is convenience. Why do I have 3? Well, because usually I can't find one of them because it's all the way down there. So I just dig out the second one or the third one, and if you lose one, you drop one, whatever, at least you have 2, right? So that's why I carry 3 foam earplugs. Now, the brand that I like the best, we've been using for a couple of years, I buy it in bulk, buy a huge bag, and then just pass them out to the students as necessary, is by a brand called Magid or Magid or whatever, M-A-G-I-D. They're the Magid E2, and they carry a 32 noise reduction rating, 32 decibel noise reduction rating. And the interesting thing about these earplugs is that the higher up a frequency you go, the more they're attenuated, the more they attenuate. So in other words, a human voice, particularly men's voice, is pretty low, and I can hear quite well as far as speaking voices when I'm wearing these earplugs. But then when you fire something like a 5.56 caliber rifle, which is a very high-pitched noise, it doesn't bother me. It's very quiet and feels just like a little whisper, which is really the best of both worlds, I think. Now, cost is one thing. Some of these electronic earmuffs can cost pretty expensive. I've experimented with the Howard Lights, which are on the low end. They're, $40 or $35 or whatever. I've used very expensive, what do they call them, Peltor, whatevers. They're like $300 earmuffs or hearing protection. Now, if you need to plug into an intercom system or plug into a radio, and you need to wear under a helmet, and you need to be able to hear radio chatter and battle, and communication, and blocking out battlefield noise, that's a different story. Go ahead, wear those big, electronic ear seals. But the thing is, you have to have good gel ear cups. Speaking of seals, that's the next thing. These things seal really well. Because they expand, they're custom fit to your ear. Every time you let go of them, they immediately expand in your ear canal, and they're very, very good at keeping out noise. I used to wear the big earmuffs, and then found that you can't shoulder a rifle or shoulder a shotgun. It's exactly what Jonathan's talking about. And then you fire, and then particularly beginner students that aren't really consistent on how they shoulder, as soon as they fire, then their earmuffs have moved, and then now all of a sudden we have to call a ceasefire because someone lost their hearing protection. And it's particularly bad if we're shooting rifles and people are getting excited. They want to shoot fast, they want to shoot a lot, but one student loses their hearing protection, their earmuffs, then they're going to end up with hearing damage. So yeah, hearing damage occurs in 2 ways. Number one is moderate level noises with a long duration, and then high intensity impulses with a very short duration but very high peak impulse. So anyways, you get one set of ears that you're born with. Protect them, care for them, because that's all you have. So when we're talking about hearing protection, sealing, how well it seals is really important. Now, speaking of seals, with the earmuffs, if you switch to the lower profile ones, that solves the problem with the rifles and shotguns getting knocking them loose. But the problem is they don't have much volume in there. They don't have much insulation, and the low profile earmuffs just don't do as much noise canceling. They don't do as much sound attenuation. I used to wear a pair, what do they call them, Peltor shotgunners or something like that. Shotgunners, anyway, they're low profile. I used to like to wear those. I used to teach a lot on the indoor range in Florida. I don't use indoor ranges anymore. I'm always outdoors nowadays. But with those, especially on indoor ranges, and then especially if indoor range allows rifles or machine guns or whatever, they only give about a 21 or 22 decibel noise reduction rating, whereas these are 32 decibel noise reduction ratings. So they are not as good at protecting your ears. The next thing is they don't seal very well, because if you're shooting guns, or if you're using, planers and carpentry table saws, whatever, no matter, are you shooting on the range, training on the range, or doing carpentry, you're going to be wearing eyeglasses as well. And so when you wear glasses and you wear the earmuffs, then they have a leak around your they have a leak around your glasses. So I don't wear earrings, but if you wear earrings, again, that makes it difficult for those earmuffs to seal properly on your ears. So all those point to using just simple foam earplugs. And then next, when we talk about training, the realism in training, I wear clear glasses or sunglasses, lightweight, light-framed clear glasses or earmuffs. Clear glasses or sunglasses, and then I wear small, low-profile foam earplugs, which are very soft and very comfortable. In other words, once I put on my protective equipment, it's as if I never left the normal world, right? So I don't get geared up just for gun training, particularly when we're talking about self-defense, handgun work, concealed carry type work, or home defense type work. I don't want to get all dressed for the party. Because that's not how we play, right? That's not how we fight. We fight in our normal street clothes. We fight in our pajamas and our bathrobes. We fight the way we are, wearing our sunglasses and jeans and flip-flops. So however you dress normally, that's how I like to train. So for me, it's going to be a t-shirt, sturdy pants, work pants or tactical pants, and then hiking shoes or flip-flops or boots. I don't dress in particular to go to the range, and same thing goes for my earplugs. Earplugs are just as if I'm not wearing anything. It's like those it's like nude colored underwear. It's like I'm practically not wearing any, right? I do have to wear some, but as minimal as possible. So hopefully that addresses some of your guys' questions. Oh, and there's an extra freebie. When it gets really hot and you're wearing these earmuffs for a long period of time, you develop like ear pimples, or I develop pimples down here around my ears, and it's just sweaty and nasty and just funk. And then, not to mention changing batteries. I can't stand having to change batteries. I can't stand having to wait for the students to change batteries. Like, my batteries are dead. I gotta go switch up batteries. I don't want to hold up class because I can't find my ears. I don't want to hold up class because I ran out of batteries. And so earplugs, they work well. Now, there's one caveat here, which is normally I'm calling the line, so I get to choose when we start shooting. So basically, when I'm putting in my earplugs, it takes me longer. So I take the time to put in my earplugs, and by the time I'm done, everybody else is done. Now, how I put it in is important technique I think we should talk about. So basically, how you use these earplugs is you take the earplug and it's round and fully expanded. Then you're going to roll it gently so that it's round and cylindrical and very skinny, right? So now I actually stick it in my ear, start it, and then I pull on my ear, and then I use my middle finger and push it up into my ear canal. Now for you, in the beginning, that may be a little bit tricky. So you can actually reach around the back of your head, and pull your ear to open your ear canal, and then insert them. You should not see the earplug on the outside of your ear. If you see it on the outside, it's not in properly. And if you don't properly roll them and you don't insert them all the way in, they're not going to be effective. So hopefully, a bunch of those tips and thought process will help you make up your mind on how you want to, build your own system. I have a system that works. I've been using it for many years. So good luck to you, and then we'll see you on the range.